for tuning in. We're going to talk Saucony today. Saucony have been consistently in the top 3 in especially US running markets for the last few years, consistently delivering great product and known for their real sort of light and responsive volume trainers. So it's been a little bit of an update to their cushioning systems, and that's been highlighted in 2 particular models today. Their premium neutral shoe called the Triumph and sort of that mid-range stability shoe called the Guide. So we'll run through a little bit of tech update on each, and would really encourage you to sort of come in and get a feel for what these new cushioning systems are like. So to start with the Triumph, we've got the new men's and women's models just in, and essentially these are super light and super responsive thanks to what's called a PWRRUN foam. So if you have a look at it, essentially there's a real sort of compression to the midsole as soon as you touch it, but the cool thing is the way these foams now sort of in a lot of shoes are working is the more you compress them, essentially the more resilient they are. So it will feel soft when you're walking in it, but as you start to run in it, we actually get a little bit more responsiveness. So the Triumph, being sort of what we would call a premium cushioning shoe, has almost full ground contact, so you can see there's a little bit of a wedge underneath the arch there, but essentially a lot of contact area to spread load out, and a fairly sort of robust midsole to give you a lot of durability. So to get this under 300 grams, or just over 300 grams, is pretty impressive for the amount of cushioning you're getting. So expect it to feel really plush when you're walking around, but when you jump outside and start running, it starts to give a little bit back. We then sort of take a step down to the Guide. So the Guide's been a real staple in sort of that stability component. So instead of what we call the PWRRRUN Plus, which was the really light model in the Triumph, we've got a bit of a reduced version just called PWRRRUN Foam. So it's not quite as springy, and does have a little bit more weight to it, but is actually still lighter than the previous Guide model. So still getting a little bit of reduction in energy cost carrying that shoe through the air. And again, we'll get that same characteristic where a little bit spongy and a little bit soft when we're walking in that sort of first feel, but when you pop outside and you start to put it through its paces, it's a little bit more responsive and starts to really respond to the pace that you're running. The other cool feature is basically we've got full ground contact now through the medial side, so it's just sort of helping spread that load. If someone is carrying a fair bit of extra pressure through the medial or the inside portion of the foot, it's just going to help to redirect that a little bit more towards the midline and help preserve that inside of the midsole. And we also have this bit of TPU structure that actually sits through the midsole on the medial side and forms like a little bit of an L shape through the inside of the shoe. So it's essentially there not really to support the foot, but just to sort of redirect load a little bit and prevent that area from compressing a little bit too quickly. So you should find a little bit more durability probably compared to previous models, but again, just that lighter, sort of more responsive feel compared to previous Guide shoes. So men's and women's are both in stock. So yeah, depending on sort of your specific needs and biomechanics, we'd be confident the Triumph or the Guide would be really a suitable model. So come in, give them a try, and we really look forward to your feedback around that sort of first feel and also the responsiveness once you get running. Cheers.